Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I'm junk journaling. I'm working on my In the Haunted House Halloween / fall / fantasy junk journal. Yesterday, when I was working on my monster page, I forgot to mention that this monster is my son in middle school. Because that's how boys in middle school think cool looks, right? Also yesterday, I started working on today's page, and I fussy cut this picture of a castle out. This is a laboratory where I used to work at Yale University called Osborne Memorial Laboratories. And I trimmed off the picture of the fire hydrant because I didn't think that was appropriate. And it's a pop-out card, and I love pop-out cards. And I put in a picture of my son when he was probably like 6 months old, and one of my stepdaughters in the university standing in front of skeletons. And in this picture, he's sitting in a lecture hall that's in this building. And I decided I was going to do a spread of fantasy, including this castle. And I'm going to use this gift bag that was silver stripes. The inside was covered with some black craft paper. And I'm going to put the card on one side. And I was thinking about putting some of this yellow netting around because it reminds me of the veil that the woman has on her pointed hat right there. And just kind of make an edge. And this little purple page is going to be the middle. And I was thinking for fantasy I have this uniform. And for fantasy I have this unicorn. I think will look great on the purple. And this was a card that somebody sent to me. So I do have all the writing here that I cut off the card. And I'll probably put that inside with maybe a picture of her. And that would go there. And then I think across from the castle, I'm going to put this dragon. Maybe make a pocket, put something inside. And then for inside that, I have this vintage stationery, which is really beautiful. And I believe this is a story of Sleeping Beauty. Can you see that? Where she gets cursed and she pricks her finger and falls asleep. And then the knight comes and rescues her. And I might put this on one page so it folds up. And then I might put a Halloween picture of my mother in there from 40 or 50 years ago. And I still have this page, but I'll get it all together. This is how a page looks when I start. Just a pile of junk. And I found this picture that my sister Deborah made. And I think I'm going to cut it to size for this page. And then I have some correspondence and things I'm going to put in. I'll make a pocket out of it. I'll put that here. And then maybe I'll put some of this black netting around this page. And then I just have to find one more fantasy thing for here. But I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to get started. And let's see. What's the first thing I should do is maybe cut this to size, and then I'm going to attach it to this page like a pocket, and put some kind of netting trim around it. So I'm going to start cutting. I'll be right back. Well, I think this side of the page came out really nice. Instead of putting the netting around the edge, I put it on top of the picture that my sister drew, and kind of gives it a more magical, mystical feel to it. And she already put glitter on the page, so I didn't need to add any glitter. And it did say the magic and excitement of love, but I had to trim that back, so now it just says the magic of love. I did a zigzag stitch around. I left a little extra on the ends, and so it's a pocket. And I think what I'm going to do is put a little semicircle punch out. Like that, and I'm going to, I think, refold her letter and then put it inside. I went over to the sewing machine and I made a decision to put some of this netting that has gold stars on it on the background, and then take that yellow netting and just make a ruffle on the end. And I think I'm just going to glue this card down. Right there. And then we have a magical medieval spread. Now let me get my cardboard, get my glue. Okay, this has to dry. Hopefully I put enough glue on there. And while this spread is drying, I'm going to work on this little purple spread that's going to go in the middle. So the dragon is going to go on this side. Where did I put my dragon? So I'm going to do something with that first. Now this was a gift bag, and I left the strings on because I thought maybe I might do something with them. I'm not quite sure yet. I could always cut them off later if I want to. I'm going to let this part dry. I'm going to work on this part. Okay, now my card is dried. And the first part of my fun fall fantasy spread is done, with a very romantic page and a fun castle page with memories, someplace I used to work. And tomorrow I'm going to work on the middle part of it. So thanks for coming along today. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye now.